Next, let's talk about our general workflow. And what this means is, how do we receive projects? How do we assign tasks and projects to you? And how do we expect that you're operating throughout the day? So the first thing to understand is that we work exclusively with a company called MB BIM Solutions, a BIM provider based out of Denver, Colorado in the US. Now, they provide a lot of services, whether it's concrete services, coordination, or other things like that. But typically, we're involved with things like concrete services. Now, MB BIM contracts all of the work that we do. They find the work, they propose on it, and they take care of all of that administrative side of things, and then they send that work to us. Now, MB BIM was once an independent company, but it's now owned by a large contractor called GH Phipps. And the majority of our work is with GH Phipps projects, but we can actually work with any contractor that's out there that we propose on. Now, in general, this means that since we don't need to find the work, MB BIM is able to take care of all of those sorts of things. Now, currently, we don't have any work in Ethiopia, but we would be interested in expanding the work with contractors here who are still new to building information modeling and construction drawings. And as we expand, we can show the value of the work that we do, which we would love to be able to provide this sort of service in Ethiopia. With this understood, MB BIM sends the work to the 3BL Studios management on a daily or weekly basis. Sometimes these things might be scheduled out well in advance in our weekly planning meetings, or we might get daily updates. There might also be emergencies which do come up, and they have to have us work on something immediately. So from that, the management team will work to understand, organize, and assign the tasks to all of the team members, which we use doing Trello, which we'll discuss in a later video. But just to give you a basic understanding of how this works, the 3BL Studios management team might look at the work and either create a video for you, give you a bunch of notes, or maybe we'll sit down together so that you understand what the work is that needs to get done. Then we're going to come in Trello here, and we're going to assign tasks to you. You'll get access to this, and like I said in a later video, we'll go through this more. But just as an example, we might say annotate building 7 slabs. And from this, we can assign a project, and we can assign a person who's supposed to do it. You're going to go and you're going to check off your work in Trello for review. And what this means is, after you've gone through and you've done all the annotations, so this might be the building 7 slabs, you're going to print off all of the sheets into a PDF and send it to your supervisor, which we typically do in Telegram. So if we come in, print off a PDF, let's just say the current window for now, just to make it easy for the purposes of making this video, you're going to go through and you're going to make sure that this gets done, and you're going to send it to your supervisor. Now, in just a moment, a PDF will be created. So you're going to call it anything you want. Let's say Aspirin Park Lift, building 7 slabs. And then you're going to send this to your supervisor. Then, once you've got it done, come back into Trello, and you can move it to another area saying you've got it done. Now, your supervisor is going to come in, and they're going to provide you a lot of review comments. So this is a really good example of a way that we might provide comments. We'll give you notes. We're going to tell you different things that we want you to do to make sure that these get up to the standards that we expect for our team. From that, your supervisor is going to create a new Trello task for you, which is going to say, update building 7 slab annotation per CTG review, for example. And again, we're going to come in, we're going to say aspirin, and we're going to assign it to the person. So you're going to receive this work, and we want you to be able to to send these reviews at the middle of the day and at the end of the day so that your advisor can review them. The purpose is that you can do it right before lunch, and your supervisor will be able to get feedback to you fairly soon after lunch, which then you can incorporate into updating the drawings you already have and into any future work you might be doing in the afternoon. Supervisor also creates the task in Trello for you and sends you that PDF with comments. Then the expectation is that you go through and you make the updates per those review comments. So as you go through, and you might fix some of these things along the way. Now maybe you'll have questions which you can ask your supervisor about. But what we do is we go through and we highlight the comments so that we can track them as we finish them. So once this is done in Revit, you can come in and you can check this off. We typically use a purple highlighter. That is the industry standard as you go through and finish all of these things. We expect that this will get done so that you know you got through everything. Make sure you save this PDF for any of your records in case there's anything missing, in case there's ever any question about what got done. All right, then simply move that Trello card that was created for you. Yep, I went through and I updated these sorts of things. Now, unless otherwise directed, you don't need to communicate with the MB BIM team in Colorado. The 3BL Studios management team will take care of that. Now, the next thing you need to make sure you do is update your time in Toggle. And we're going to spend more time talking about Toggle in a few videos after this one. But essentially, this is time tracking software. And we're going to say, let's say building 7 slab annotation. Let's say, just as an example. So now you've got this entered into your timesheet, and now we can know how much time you spent on everything. We'll talk about more of that later. Now again, after you send this off, send it back to your advisor or your supervisor who can do a final review, and then we will send it on to the MB BIM team with updates about how the work is going and about the progress. They will then go and review it themselves and then submit it to their clients. So, after this, we're going to look at our approach to training you, our approach to working with you every day, and our expectations of you.